Hello, this video is going to be about YMAX, stock ticker YMAX, and where it could be into the future. There are so many things to talk about. The tariffs kicking in, YMAX being in between this channel that I've created. This channel, what is it? Well, if you watch any of my videos, I created a box technology that we have an upper channel of 1441-ish and a lower channel of 1440 or 1245-ish. So what am I saying? YMAX could go lower. There's no guarantee of anything. So with tariffs on used cars or on cars, the used car market might jump. And wouldn't you know it, Yieldmax has now have a Carvana option income stock. So CVNY is now has been available, and it paid its first dividend, and it is in YMAX. All right, if you go to the holdings for YMAX, right, you go to home, or do I go to here? I don't know, the fund of all funds, right? It is now open in Europe too. So now Europeans are going to start throwing money into this, right? Is that what it means? The Ultra ETFs? No. The fund of funds. There you go. YMAX. Universe. The universe of funds, right? You can scroll down and see the history of payments. And then you can actually see the holdings, right? And if you see, some of the top holdings is Tesla, XOM, which is gas, Apple, Disney, Bitcoin, Amazon, Carvana. There it is right there. Carvana, right? Used car. And they also have gold miners. Right above gold miners is Carvana. So used cars and gold. So if you're thinking about the stock market crash, right, you're gonna be you are probably already invested in gold and used car stocks. Tariffs and nonsense. So my position as of today, I have 1080. I was paid $192 this week. That's pretty sick. I'm gotten paid $6,000 in total dividends. I bought 340 shares as a result of those dividends. If I sold everything today, I would make $1,169. Very nice. Using the stock price of 14. Oh, yeah. Well, let's change that. 1350, I think is. No, not 13,050. 1350. There we go. So let's update it. $629. So that's if I sold everything, right? If I sold everything, I wouldn't be able to collect $200 per week. You got to think of it like that too, right? I'm collecting nearly $200 this week. That's insane to me. That's a part-time job, right? All right. Anyway, so if I pretend to buy 10 shares, and the stock price of YMAX keeps dropping, I will hit my initial investment by May 2026. So the more you invest into the stock, the more you compound, the faster you hit your initial investment. So, and this is just 10 shares at 12 cents per share dividend, which means I have cash left over. The cash left over, I have about $600 total unused cash. Not bad. But I have received all of my dividend back. So I'm going to be collecting nearly $200 per week indefinitely, right? At 12 cents per share at the low, the low average, right? And let's just say the stock price keeps plummeting, right? So by September 2026, if I sell everything, I'm down $252, right? But I've already collected 18,000 in dividends. I'm collecting $200 per week, right? What's my total unused cash by that time? My total unused cash is $2,400. So why would I sell all my shares, especially at around $6, right? This is if stocks continuously go down for the next year and a half, right? Are stocks going to continually go down for the year and a half? No, especially YMAX? No one knows, right? No one knows. There's so many things to talk about. Bitcoin, 84K. We've been talking about Bitcoin 84K forever. If you go to the weekly chart, you can see a bull flag. The bull flag targeted 84K. Bitcoin then did an inverse cup and handle, and now we're using 84K-ish again as a base level. It's a base level, so like this area in between the top of the the beginning of the top of the channel and the target location right here is where Bitcoin could get stuck in for a while, right? It could go all the way back down to 73,000, right? So let's go to the 4-hour chart. Let's delete that. So you can see how much 84K is the level on Bitcoin. It just is. It just is. So let's go to Tesla. Tesla might be in one of the biggest bear flags known to mankind. I have a couple lines drawn on, but you'll understand when I turn them back on. But look, there's a down pull followed by a flag. Where will it stop? Well, if you turn on the EMAs, you could get an idea of where we could get resisted into the future. Earnings is right before May, right? So that's where we could see a absolute failure as a result of earnings. But until then, just a grind sideways. I mean, if you think Tesla's just going to crash right off the bat, by all means, buy puts for $200, right? You just buy 200 puts a couple weeks out. You'll be fine, bro. You'll be fine. Everything's fine. Just trust it, bro. Stocks go straight down. What else is there? Yeah, gold made a new high today because stocks made a new low. Now, if you go to the weekly chart, you can go to the SPY, and if you draw a box around a couple weeks, right? If you draw a box around a couple weeks or 3 or 4, and then you put that box above and below that box, and then you draw a line at the extreme of that box, right? You could get where the stock price could be into the future. And look what we have here. We have a bunch of fun nonsense, right? So right now it says the stock is at 564, but that's not true. Let's go to the 4-hour chart. What do you see here? Let me turn off the lines. There we go. What do you see here? Now, the stock of the SPY looks like it likes to use the weekly extremes from this box technology. So I think 548 will be a resistance in the future. Uh, it was a buy zone, right? I think if we get some sort of bounce into 555, we could expect a rejection into 550, into a failure back into these lower targets. Everything's bearish. What do you got to say? I mean, if stocks go up, that's cool. I'm invested in the YMAX. But if stocks go down, well, maybe I should buy a couple puts. Couple puts left and right here. But there's so many things to talk about and so little time. But have a good day.